Welcome to this education session. I'm Shakila Devi Perumal, counsellor, psychotherapist, pulmonary rehab specialist. In my last few videos, I was focusing on mental health and I was introducing concepts around misconceptions of stress and happiness. I was introducing you to the new psychosocial intervention, the acceptance and commitment therapy, a newer version of cognitive behavioral therapy, commonly referred to as CBT. And in acceptance commitment therapy, which is commonly referred to as ACT, I was talking about the intrusive thoughts and how to diffuse the intrusive thoughts, one of the 6 process of ACT diffusion. So today, I think it would be better if I could give you an idea why we all get into that mental block when we face any kind of situation which is alerting our brain. And we are going to understand our brain function and the chemistry and how we can then use our chemistry, our body's chemistry, to befriend the stress reactions and turn it into a healthy emotions and how to self-regulate in a healthy way. That's all the discussion today in this session. And I hope that would be a little bit interesting for you as well to know about your own body so that you can help yourself to self-regulate in a better way. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Since 1970, psychoneuroimmunology has confirmed there is a strong relationship between our mind, emotions, and our body. And it also has a huge impact, this relationship has a huge impact on our immune system and the healthy state of our body. So why I say this, for example, think about when you get into a stressful situation, what happens to your body? If you reflect, naturally our body gets into a state of flight, fight and freeze response. Our body's response is increased heart rate, palpitation, shivering, and it also affects our brain function. We cannot think very clearly. We are not focused when we are in a stressful or anxious situation. Okay, so that explains that. So also several other authors have actually confirmed that exposure to stress is directly linked to the higher risk of heart disease, blood clots, pain syndromes, headaches, and some autoimmune disorders. One of the primary environment in these modern days is the workplace environment, which puts most of the people in a stress situation. And our brain function is inhibited and our focus is diverted and it's not clear. And that impacts our body's function and ways we behave and react. So from 19th century, one of the famous psychosocial interventions, CBT, also is actually based on this concept. Our thoughts, feelings, and emotions are interlinked, and we have been informed, and the many techniques in CBT are focused on changing the way we feel by changing the way we think. Okay, so it is grounded in this concept. When you change the way you think, whatever you feel changes automatically. Is it true? Yes, partially true. In modern days, works in anxiety and trauma has actually confirmed that the nervous system runs the whole show. Why I say this is because our body has giving a bit of a concept or background around the nervous system. Don't worry, I will not go too much in detail, but just a concept around the nervous system. Our body system has 2 different nervous system: autonomic nervous system and somatic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system is the one which we are more focused in now. So it has 2 different divisions. Sympathetic, which is actually activating a lot of our responses, is hyperactive state, and parasympathetic is the rest and digest or the healing sense of nervous system. So these 2 nervous systems should be in balance to have a good healthy self-regulation. So in terms of a stressful situation, what happens? Our brain, which is here situated between our 2 ears, which is considered to be an analytical and critical problem solving and very superior, which differentiates us as a human, different from the other species, which is well there, good structure, engineered structure inside our head. It doesn't function. when it is actually in a stressful situation. The reason because it goes into a hyperarousal state, the sympathetic nervous system is activated and blocks our thoughts and emotions, and the brain is in the freeze mode. Okay, so it is not able to think or process those emotions very clearly until and unless the brain is actually relaxed or calmed down. And that's where the parasympathetic nerve system needs to come into play. So we are going to talk more about that today in this session. For example, in an argument between two people, either in a marriage or at the workplace, when two people get into argument, going to higher intensity, each of them wants to give up and stop without any resolution to the issues what they were discussing. And ultimately, those emotions which is not processed in a healthy way, they get trapped in their body and exposed as pain in their body parts. And as a result, these emotions are not processed in a healthy way. These negative emotions are in the form of intrusive thoughts, and by which I mean the labels which we actually give to the other person or the situation in that stressed or the conflict situation. And that remains as real, though it is not real, because it has not been processed into a healthy state. When our mind is in a calm manner, it is not processed in a healthy way. So those emotions are very much trapped inside. If you think about why those reasons are that our emotions are trapped in a mental block state, I could give you 3 reasons why it is. One of the reasons is the core beliefs. As I said, when we actually encounter a stressful situation, our body gets into a flight, fight, and freeze mode because our sympathetic autonomous nervous system gets activated in hyperarousal state. And in that state, our emotions are not in an environment of our mind where it is calm to analyze and think, because our brain actually has to act on identifying what is the emotions, label it rightly, and then pick a right action to resolve it. But our analytical or critical brain is not in a functional state when it is attacked, okay, by the predators, that is the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, so now what we need to be doing is we have to kickstart our parasympathetic nervous system to get our emotions to be processed in a healthy way rather than avoiding or forcing or controlling it. The second reason might be we are not aware of or we are unable to give a label to what we feel in a right way. For example, I can give you one of the examples in my life. One day at 8 a.m., one of my friends came and parked the car at my home, and she rang the doorbell and said hello to me, and I want to talk to you in 5 minutes. I'll drop my kid and I'll be back. And she appeared to be very anxious. And she's saying this, and she was she appeared to be also controlling her emotions and in a rush. Maybe she was in a rush to drop her kids to the school, but for me it appeared to be she was in some trouble. So after saying this, off she went, and here comes my emotions and thoughts. I got very anxious looking at her expression and her behavior and her words phrased, I want to talk to you. So my brain, my critical or analytical brain, started to think about either my kid has caused any hurt to her kid, or either I have hurted her feelings, or either there was some issues in her personal life which she's looking for help from me. So these are the intrusive thoughts that was actually entangled into my mind, and I was struggling with that for the next 5 minutes until she could come back and talk to me. And 5 minutes gone, she came and she knocked at my door. I opened the door, took her to the dining table, and she sat down and started to talk. Hi, I just wanted to check on you. How are you? I was not able to talk to you for a few days. Can I have a cuppa? So, you see, it was all my creation or assumptions of creation of sufferings for that 5 minutes after hearing her words and her actions, which my brain get into that stage of analyzing what it could be. It was able to create a scenario of negative feelings and which then resolved when she actually opened up the discussion in a different way. So, right, you can understand what I'm trying to say. So you're not able to label what thoughts or feelings you're feeling at the time, or to come to a conclusion or find a solution for whatever it has, the words or phrases uttered to you by her, but your brain was actually struggling to find what it could be. And the third reason for a mental block can be not taking the responsibility, ourselves entering into the mode of a victim mode or a blame mode. By this I mean like either victimizing ourselves or others, or getting into a blame mode, blaming ourselves, which is very bad, and also blaming others, which is too bad as well. So either of these situations is not going to be helpful, and our brain would be still stuck in a mental block state, and it will not process our emotions in a healthy way, and our negative emotions get trapped in our body and exposed as pains in different parts of our body, or some forms of disease, and for example, headaches, back pain. Those are some of the examples which can be exposed if a person is in a high stressful situations or an ambience. So I hope it gives you some clarity about the reasons why we get stuck in our mental block and are not able to process our emotions in a healthy way. Thank you for sticking with me until now. And in the next video, I'm going to give you some tips and techniques to manage or process your emotions in a healthy way, and a healthy self-regulation for your intrusive emotional thoughts. And before I could actually close this session, I would actually thank to all the subscribers and all the viewers now watching this video, and I would look forward for your continued support. And please do share and subscribe to the people you actually care, and also you think that they could benefit from these kind of educational videos. And I also welcome some comments. I would be more happy to make some changes if you have some comments on the ways the videos are presented, and also welcome some suggestions of topics which I could present you and engage you in a meaningful conversation in future. So that's all from me now, and have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.